What's up guys, NepentheZ here and welcome to a FIFA 17 squad building challenges video as promised through the FIFA 17 new cards and FIFA 17 FUT Champions video. I was going to bring a video on squad building and then I'll do one overall video tomorrow or later tonight if this gets enough likes. About gameplay, the general feel, how I think FIFA is going to be, and just, you know, my general thoughts on it. So if you want to see another video tonight, 10,000 likes on this video. If you want to wait until tomorrow, that's totally okay as well. So squad building challenges, guys, is here what we're going to talk about today. Now, hopefully this video isn't going to be as long as the FUT Champions video. The FUT Champions video came out 41 minutes long. Great reception and feedback from you guys on that, which is awesome. And personally, I feel like it's going to be the best game mode in the game next year. But squad building challenges also is amazing. So what are squad building challenges? They are exactly what they sound like. They are challenges where you build squads and get rewards. There are different levels of challenges and different ways that you can do the challenges. First things first, to answer a question that somebody asked, can you use lone players in the squad building challenges? Ultimately, no, you can't. Not even ultimately, no, you can't. You just can't. I tried it whilst I was out at Gamescom and it wasn't an option. So, you know, for some people that might be unfortunate. For me, that makes perfect sense. Now, the way squad building challenges work, as you'll see just behind me or below me, around me, you'll see the EA web app kind of information about squad building challenges. Just keep flicking through the screens that were available to me whilst you listen to me. And one of the screens shows the Hybrid Nations Challenge. And the first challenge, which is what it's on, is the 2 Nations Challenge. And it says, exchange a squad made up of 2 nations and at least 60 chemistry. So what this will be an 11-player squad where you have to have a minimum of 2 nations and a minimum of 60 chemistry before you get the prize. And what will happen for it was, I think for this one at Gamescom, you literally got something small like a 2-player pack, but a 2 rare player pack. So, you know, normally when we get the 2-player packs, there's 2 cards, only one of them is rare and a minimum of one of them is gold. So sometimes you get a crappy gold player and a rare silver player. Well, this time they do have those packs in FIFA 17, but they also have a rare 2-player pack, which is 2 golds, both rare, and those are pretty decent. Whilst I was there in Gamescom in Germany, I actually managed to pack, I think it was an 86 player, I think it might have been Mats Hummels from one of those 2-player packs. So that's pretty damn good. So what you get for completing, for example, the 2 Nations Challenge would be a small prize like that. Then the next challenge was the Triple Trouble, exchange a squad made up of 3 nations and a maximum star rating of 3. So a maximum star rating of 3 and 3 nations. So hey, you could just go and use your bronze players, your starter pack players, your untradeable players are usable in the squad building challenges whilst lone players aren't. So those first sort of like 23 players that you get in FIFA, those first 23 players you get when you create your club, those you can use those to trade in basically, which is absolutely awesome. So, you know, maximum of 3-star rating and 3 nations. Now with that, that's actually relatively easy because it doesn't look like there's a chemistry connotation there. So you can literally just put in your 11 lowest rated bronze players, as long as there's 3 different nations in there, and you get whatever the small prize is for the Triple Trouble, which again, if for the 2 nations, it would be a 2 rare player pack. For the Triple Trouble, it might be, for example, a silver players pack, you know, like a little bit better in value, but not really the top prize. And then as you go through the Hybrid Nations Challenge, you've got the Quad Challenge and the 5-League Challenge there as well. The Quad Challenge is exchange a squad made up of 4 nations and a minimum star rating of 3. And the 5-League Hybrid was exchange a squad made up of 5 nations using only bronze and silver players. So, you know, there's different like things to do within the different squad building challenges. And once you complete a set, so the 2 nations would be its own thing with a small prize. The 5-League Hybrid would actually be quite a relatively decent prize because the harder they get, the better the prize is. But then for completing the set of squad building challenges, you get an overall prize, which at the time of doing this in Germany in Gamescom was a prime players pack. For doing the best one in the Hybrid Nations Challenge, so for doing the 5-League Hybrid, you got a premium gold players pack. But for completing all 4 of them throughout the course of however long it takes you or however long they're there for, it was a prime players pack available. Now, what I liked most about these squad building challenges is There were some that were repeatable, so you could just sit there and do them as often as you want. There were some that were just only available to do once. There were some that were there for like 24 hours and some that were there for like 4 or 5 days. Like, it really does look like we're going to have a lot of different squad building challenges open to us throughout the course of the weeks and the months that FIFA 17 is going to be available, which is great because I worried that this game mode would get stale. I worried that they would do something where you'd have to do something and it would be relatively easy to do, and once it's done you kind of have to wait a week until the next one or 2 weeks until the next one, and that would be pretty poor. But it looks like they're going to have a lot of different ones there, some that are repeatable, some that are only one challenge ones, and so on and so forth. And then there's also like the mega sets, for example, what you would have seen at Gamescom, the Giovinco set. So what you had to do to get Giovinco was complete a starting 11 with 100 chemistry in every single MLS team. So it's a collection book of sorts. Let's say you start with San Jose Earthquakes. You have to put 11 players in the formation that they give you to make the team 100 chemistry, and then the San Jose Earthquakes set page is complete. Again, you get a small prize for completing that set page, but once you do all 20 MLS teams, you get yourself that special purple Giovinco card, which is amazing. I don't know how they're going to start off with this in FIFA, and if they're going to start off with a player like this in FIFA, but the more there are, the better, because you essentially don't do much to get that player. All you have to do is either open pack. If you're the kind of person that opens a load of packs, you're going to have a load of players that's going to be great for you. If you're the kind of person that doesn't open loads of packs, there's a good opportunity for you to trade on the market, because one of the concerns from the community is that eventually there's just going to be a website that will tell you what squad you need to build, or there's going to be a YouTube video that shows a squad that's going to like just boost the player prices to the point where it might not be worth it. And whilst that could be true, there are always more than one ways to build these squads. For example, the most difficult challenge that was at Gamescom that I didn't have time to complete was one where you had to have 89 chemistry, 9 different nations, 7 different leagues, 82 rated, and I think that was it. So yeah, 9 nations, 7 leagues, 89 chemistry, 82 rated. I can't tell you guys how difficult that was. It was a 4-3-3 4, I believe, or a 4-3-3-3 version, the one where you have 2 centre mids and 1 cam. And it was just so tough. And somebody might complete that and show you guys, hey, this is how you complete it. But all you need to get from that is the pattern behind it, so that you can then, like, let's say, you know, there's a left mid and a left back that have a hyperlink, and that's what works within this pattern. You don't have to use that specific left mid and left back. You can go and get a different left mid and left back to have a hyperlink, as long as it fits the narrative of the squad building challenge. So I do understand people's concerns about this, but also I think it'll be a good exercise in using the transfer market to your advantage. And for example, the MLS players, having to get 11 MLS players, let's say EA open with that one and there's 20 teams worth of 11 MLS players needed. Now when you open a bronze pack, that MLS player that you might get in that bronze pack could potentially be worth 400 or 500 coins, 600, 700, 800, 1000, 1200, 1500 coins. You know, if it's a rare MLS player, it could be worth 2,000, 3,000 coins for people trying to get this Giovinco. What you've got to remember is, by way of the hardest squad builder challenge that we had available to us, the prize was a 100k pack and 100,000 coins. So when you put players in and you complete the squad, you lose those players. They disappear from the game. Essentially, you discard them, which is great for the market because it keeps the market fresh. And it's great for the game for pack openings because it keeps players' values relevant. But what you've got to remember is, let's say you've got yourself a set where it's worth 100,000 coins and a 100k pack to you, and you can fit Ronaldo at left wing and Coentrao at left back as your final 2 pieces to complete the challenge. That's not worth it. It's not worth giving up a Ronaldo for 100k and a 100k pack. Of course, you might end up packing a Ronaldo in a 100k pack, who knows? But in general, it's just not worth the hassle. So, whilst also trying to build the squads within the time that they're available and within the kind of settings that they have to give to us that we have to do them within, there's also something that says, okay, I also need to do this to the point where it's valuable, that what the prize that I'm going to get is not actually worth less than the amount of players that I give up. And again, I think this is an amazing feature in FIFA, and this is why I personally think this the FUT Champions is going to be so good, and the FUT Draft is going to be so good, for the simple fact that right now, when you enter FUT Draft, if you lose in round 1 or round 2, you typically don't even get close to making money. If you lose in round 3, or if you lose in the final, you'll typically get closer to making your money back. And if you win in the final, sometimes you make your 15,000 coins back. Well, now with the squad building challenge, you could lose in the second round of the FUT Draft, get a couple of packs, get a player that's really, really important to one of the challenges, one of the squad building challenges, and all of a sudden you've made way loads of coins back by either selling him, or you can now complete the challenge because you pack that player and you have him. So for me, that's really good for the draft and for FUT Champions. People are worried that the amount of prizes EA could potentially be giving out for FUT Champions is going to distort the market, but the amount of people buying and discarding players through squad building champions is going to really keep this game, you know, FIFA 17 balanced, in my opinion. Last but not least, one of the most common things that was asked of me for while we're out at Gamescom was, are the packs tradable, untradeable? Interestingly, some of them were tradable and some of them were untradeable. I got one all players pack that was just untradeable. I just had to send the players to my club, but I got a prime players pack that was tradable. So I guess the rewards will vary from tradable to untradeable. However, in my experience, the 3 purple cards that we saw, the Royce, the David Villa, and the Giovinco, the upgraded purple versions of these cards, all 3 of those were tradable. So I do think that reward is going to be tradable at the end. So yes, you could just go onto the market and buy it. And the reason why I think it's tradable is because let's say you don't get the game till Christmas, or let's say you was away on holiday that weekend where a special card came out for squad building. Now you just didn't have the chance to build your squad to get that card. Well, this kind of says, okay, even if you didn't have the chance to build it, you can still play with this card. It's still going to go onto the market. You could buy it, you could use it, or you could sell it. You know, there might be a time where that card has like a really high price and it's worth selling, and there might be a time where that card is just not really that good. Like, let's say they do a really, really poor player with low, like, you know, I don't know, like a striker with like 68 pace, and they give him a purple card. He's just, you know, like most team of the seasons this year and team of the weeks and stuff, they just don't hold their value. So, you know, there'll be chances for people to play with these even if they don't have the even if they haven't completed the squad builder challenge. But that, guys, is the squad builder challenge video for you. That's how it works. What I want you guys to do, what I'm going to start doing in FIFA 16 for the remainder of FIFA 16 for the 4 weeks that we've got left, is I'm going to start doing a challenge against other YouTubers where we take the same rules as the FIFA 17 squad builder challenge and apply it in FIFA 16 as a battle. Very similar, I guess, in a sense to AJ3 squad builder showdown, but not quite. So what's going to happen is, first up, I'm going to go against A9 skills. We're going to have a 15-minute timer. What I want you guys to do is set a difficult squad building challenge, quite like the one, or I might even just take the one that was at Gamescom. I want you to give us the formation and the rules to the challenges, and we're basically going to sit there, start the timer. The first one to do it wins. The other person has to discard their squad, and if we both don't meet the 15-minute timer, we both discard our squad. Because I think it'd be a lot of fun and kind of helping us get used to the squad building challenges. And just one more thing before I do go, managers are not allowed in squad building challenges in FIFA 17. You don't have a manager. However, I think every player is given the loyalty chemistry, even if they don't have the loyalty chemistry. So you can change positions, you can get a striker and move him down to a cam. You know, you can get a central defensive midfielder and move him up to a striker if it helps for you. But there are no managers in there whatsoever. But that, guys, is going to be the end of the video for today. So if you did enjoy it, be sure to leave a like, rating, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. But for now, guys, I'm out. Peace.